Picture a quiet night. A young boy sits at a small table with a scrap of paper. His handwriting is uneven but determined. He writes a simple request to his mother. "Wake me up at 7. Leave me a couple of dollars." Then he writes a line that would one day become a prophecy. "Keep this paper. I am going to be a star." That boy was James Harden, just 12 years old. At the time, he was not yet the MVP, not yet the face on a shoe deal, not yet the man with the step-back jumper that would define a generation. He was just a kid in Southern California with a dream so big it spilled out onto paper. For his mother, Monya Willis, that note was more than a casual message. It was a window into her son's soul. She kept it. She carried it through every move, every season, every moment he grew. It became a reminder of who he said he would become and who she believed he already was. At 12, Harden was still just a skinny kid with a ball. He was not the tallest or the strongest. He was still finding his confidence. But he worked at the game, spending hours on driveways and gym floors, perfecting the shot, learning the craft. He looked at that note and used it as fuel. High school brought its challenges. He played against older kids who doubted him, coaches who pushed him harder, peers who sometimes overlooked him. He stayed patient. He kept writing his story, not on paper this time, but on the court. Every practice, every drill, every layup was a sentence in the story he promised his mom he would finish. Monya never stopped reminding him of that note. When school felt heavy, when fatigue set in, when the dream seemed too far away, she would tell him she believed. A mother's belief is a powerful thing. It turns ordinary goals into something sacred. It keeps a child moving when giving up might seem easier. By the time Harden reached Arizona State, that note had become a quiet legend within the family. It was no longer just a scrap of paper. It was a symbol of intention. He wore it like armor when critics questioned his game or doubted his future. It reminded him that the promise had not been fulfilled yet. Then came the NBA. He was drafted 3rd overall. He wore a Thunder jersey first, coming off the bench, learning the speed of the league. The kid who wrote, "I am going to be a star," was patient. He knew stars are not made overnight. Eventually, he moved to Houston, a place where he could lead. That was when the promise began to take full shape. He became an all-star. He won MVP. He grew the beard that became iconic. Each milestone felt like a sentence completing the letter he started as a boy. What makes this story powerful is not just that Harden made it. It is that he believed before anyone else had a reason to. He declared himself before scouts declared him, before coaches awarded minutes, before the world cared. That belief became his compass. It is easy to look back now and say it was inevitable. But it was not inevitable when he was 12. At 12, the world is still wide open and uncertain. To say, "I will be a star," and mean it takes courage, most kids do not even realize they have. The note lives on because it touches something universal. Everyone has a dream tucked away somewhere. Everyone has a moment when they wish they had written it down and dared to keep it. Harden's note is proof of what can happen when you put your dream in writing and refuse to let go. The letter also shows the power of having someone in your corner. Monya Willis could have thrown it away, but she chose to keep it. She treated it like something precious. That told her son that his dream mattered, that his words were worth saving. Even now, Harden has spoken about how that note shaped him. It was not magic. It did not skip the hard work. It reminded him to show up. It reminded him that every practice was another chance to prove himself right. Think about the timing of that note. He was just a boy, not yet faced with the full weight of adult life. He had no guarantee that anyone would believe him, yet he made the declaration anyway. That is what separates a wish from a decision. Harden's letter has inspired kids far beyond basketball. Teachers use it as an example of setting goals. Coaches show it to young athletes who doubt themselves. Parents show it to their children as proof that dreams can begin small and still grow huge. It also shows that success is a partnership. Yes, Harden put in the hours, But his mom built the foundation of belief. Her support gave him the freedom to try and fail and try again. That combination is often what turns potential into greatness. In many ways, the note became a prophecy fulfilled. Today, Harden is recognized globally. He has made millions, he has given back to the community, and he has lived up to the words that 12-year-old boy wrote with so much hope. What makes the story emotional is that it carries the voice of a child who believed when the world had not yet noticed him. It is as if that boy is still whispering to us, say it, write it, believe it. Because sometimes the first person who needs to hear your dream is you. When we see Harden hit step-back threes, rack up assists, and control the floor, we are watching the fulfillment of a child's promise. That is why the letter still matters. It is a reminder that greatness does not start with applause. It starts quietly, with a pencil, a piece of paper, and a dream brave enough to be written down. The lesson is simple but powerful. If you have a dream, give it words. Tell someone you trust. Write it down where you will see it again. Then work until it is true. Because one day you might look back and realize that the note you wrote was not just a note. It was the first step toward becoming who you were meant to be. If this story touched you, like this video so more people can hear it. Share it with someone who needs encouragement to believe in their own potential. And subscribe to keep finding stories where the smallest words lead to the biggest lives.